Points cannot separate Celtic and Rangers at the moment as they're tied neck and neck for first place, but could home advantage separate the teams if the title fight goes all the way down to the final day? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And due to fixtures, due to home games and away games, it looks like Celtic might actually have an advantage in this title race, especially if it goes down to the split, because as things stand right now, Celtic will play one less home game by the time they get to the split. So when Rangers and Celtic have played 33 games, based on how the fixtures have played out so far, Celtic will have played 17 away matches and 16 home matches. Meanwhile, Rangers will have played 16 away matches and 17 home matches. Now, in the Scottish Premiership, the goal was to try and get each team to play 19 away matches and 19 home matches. Now, sometimes it just cannot happen due to the split. It kind of messes things up. However, for fairness, they always get the Old Firm to play 19 home and 19 away. So they want that to be equal. They want Celtic and Rangers to both play 19 home, 19 away, so there can be no favouritism, so there can be no complaints. Whereas some other teams in the league might play 20 home games, 18 away, or some might play 18 away and 20 home. That can't be helped, but the goal is for the Old Firm to always play 19 home and 19 away. So, as things stand at the split, Celtic will have 3 home games, Rangers will have 2 home games, Celtic will have 2 away games, Rangers will have 3 away games. Now, why is that unfair? Where is the advantage? Because if that happens, then both teams have played 19 games, correct? Yes, correct. However, it's going to be the teams that they've played at home that makes the difference. As things stand right now, the top 6 looks pretty... It looks pretty concrete, okay? We've got Dundee at the moment, the only team, in my opinion, that can be caught. But they just look better, okay? They look better than Hibs, they look better than Aberdeen, and they look better than Motherwell. St Mirren and Kilmarnock are too far ahead. Hearts will not be caught, and obviously you can't get a top 6 for Celtic and Rangers. So, as things stand right now, so the league schedulers will be hoping that when the top 6 is official, that both Glasgow clubs will have played 2 of the other top 6 teams away from home and 2 of the other top 6 teams at home. So that means it's going to be an even split. Celtic play Rangers at Celtic Park, and then they play the other teams, and that's at 19 games home, 19 games away. But as things stand right now, that is not going to be the case, because Celtic have already played St Mirren, Kilmarnock and Dundee at home. And if those 3 remain in top 6, then Celtic are going to have to play one of those teams at home again, meaning that Celtic would have 3 home games against a top 6 club, being either St Mirren, Kilmarnock or Dundee. Now, Rangers will have played St Mirren, Kilmarnock and Dundee all away from home twice by the time the split comes around, and that means they will have to play another one of those teams away again. And why is that significant? Why is that a big deal? I'll tell you why, because let's take Dundee out of the equation right now. St Mirren and Kilmarnock are pretty damn good, especially at home. Kilmarnock have already beaten Celtic twice this season at home, so there's no doubt that Rugby Park is a difficult place to go to. They've also beaten Rangers there as well. Nobody wants to go to Rugby Park, and you know what, St Mirren as well to a lesser extent, they're a good team. Nobody wants to go to St Mirren. However, for Rangers and Celtic to both play 19 games each at home and away, if the current top 6 remains, then Rangers will have to possibly play St Mirren or Kilmarnock 3 times away from home, whereas Celtic will get to play St Mirren, Kilmarnock or maybe even Dundee 3 times at home. And that does make a difference, because they are the top 6, they are the better teams, and it means that Celtic are going to have more home games against the tougher sides in the league, and Rangers will have played more away games against the tougher side in the league. So it might not feel like a big deal, but that could be the difference maker, considering how tight the title race is, and it's at the moment not separated by points, separated only by goal difference. It really could come down to one game or somebody drops points, and Celtic are much more likely to drop points, let's say, away from home against Kilmarnock at Rugby Park than they would be at home against Dundee. So, considering how close this title race is, I think this is a massive advantage for Celtic. Now, yeah, they're still playing the same amount of home games and away games overall, but the fact that Celtic will get an extra home game against one of the better teams in the league, and that team could be Killie, a team that's already beaten them twice at Rugby Park, and that's where Celtic should be going if the top six remains, because they need to play everybody at home and away twice. Then that could be a massive advantage, and it's just one of the reasons why I think the split doesn't work. It's not fair. Come the end of the season, due to the split, we could be looking at Rangers having travelled to Rugby Park to play Kilmarnock away 3 times in the league, whereas Celtic might only have to travel to Rugby Park once, because they've got Kilmarnock at Celtic Park on the other 3 matchups. And for me, that's just, it's a mess. I think they need to get rid of the split. It doesn't work. I like the intriguing part where it creates a little bit of a battle, I guess, for the middle of the pack. It gives the midfield teams, let's say, something to compete for come towards the end of the season, where people are pushing for the top 6, and then obviously a chance to avoid relegation by getting into the top 6, automatically a chance to push for Europe by getting into the top 6, but it also creates this whole fixture shit. And we've also seen teams like finish in the bottom 6 and have more points than teams finish in the top 6, and it just doesn't look good at the end of the season. You can have somebody in 8th, but they've got more points than the team in 5th. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, I get the idea of the split, and I think the split does have some positive points to it, but overall there's too many negatives. And just considering, like, how good Kilmarnock have been at home this season and how much trouble they've caused the Old Firm, you can't sit here and tell me that this cannot play and it can't have an effect in the title race. It absolutely could. So yeah, Celtic here could be looking at playing Kilmarnock 3 times at Celtic Park instead of 2 at Celtic Park and 2 at Rugby Park, and in turn Rangers could have to play Kilmarnock only once at Ibrox but 3 away, and that could be massive come the end of the season and for the title. Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.